Yeah. Well, this cup of coffee is going to be the only thing powering this today. Good morning! This is Chessie, and welcome to the Healthy Hearts and Guillotines podcast. I'm here with Zakim, as always. Say hello, Zakim.
Hello. You know what today's topic is going to be?
Oh, it's going to be a hard one.
Because someone didn't get enough sleep today.
Yeah, I woke up. So last night at around 4:35 o'clock, I decided to have a cup of coffee. And not my finest moment.
No, please don't do that.
At 12:30 midnight, I accidentally erased the save file for the video game I was playing. And that was the only reason I attempted to go to bed. I woke up at 6:30 a.m. So, coffee. What's our topic today, Zakim? Remind me.
It is sleep.
Oh, no.
A topic that has been, and forever will be relevant to everyone and ever.
Everyone ever. Okay.
Because you could survive weeks without food.
You can survive a few days without water, but once you get up to about the 7-day mark on... Yeah, I think you could go, what is it, a week without water? Something like that?
Under better circumstances. Not in the desert, obviously.
Once you get up to a week without sleep, though, you're fried.
Oh, yes. We'll be talking about that and the short-term sleep deprivation, which is total sleep deprivation, and then the partial sleep deprivation, which is still going to fuck with you eventually.
All right. So I should say right now that I don't really have terrible problems with sleep unless I inflict them on myself. I tend to sleep pretty good, so long as I can sleep in the correct position with the right pillows, the right configuration of pillows, my sleep mask, my breathing aid, earplugs, the blackout blinds. Okay, all right.
You have made a good sleeping environment for yourself.
Yes. But I have also realized that I maybe have sleep problems. Just in this sentence.
In this sentence.
What about you?
Well, I do all those things, and they do improve my sleep, though I still need a little bit more to have something called proper sleep.
How long do you sleep in an average night?
I would say a total of 6 hours.
Mercy.
Mercy on me, mercy.
On an ideal night where I get to bed at the time that I intend to be abed, I will sleep for 9 hours. In the real world, 8 is about what I can manage most evenings. And, the most essential element for me of sleep is the one that I have the hardest time with.
Yeah?
That is exhausting myself with exercise the day before. And a cup of hot tea. But exhausting myself with exercise the day before, and I will sleep like a baby. I hate that.
You hate how well it works?
I hate how well it works. It makes me so mad. So I imagine a lot of our listeners are probably looking down at themselves and thinking, sleep. I remember that beautiful sleep I had as a toddler where you could sprawl across the couch with your butt in the air and one limb wedged between two pillows and like a dog laying across your feet and just sleep.
The whole day.
It was
Toddlers
great.
sleep around 16 hours sometimes per day.
They sleep like cats.
Which, of course, makes us all envious.
Truly. And then you've got old people. I don't know if old people in Lithuania are like this, but they certainly were in the U.S., where they get 4 or 5 hours of sleep and they're just fine. Which is weird. Like, you sleep less as you get older, apparently.
Yep, that is correct.
That sounds terrible. I don't want to be awake for all this.
I mean, you can always take naps or meditate if you're very good at it.
Yeah, I can see the meditation as an option, but and I do love a nap. Right now, I think many of us are faced with a lot of things keeping us awake.
Mm-hmm.
Politics, obviously, the state of the world, state of our employment, all little things that we wake up to every morning and pray that sleep will take us away from for at least a third of our day.
Mm-hmm.
How do you go about evaluating the health of your sleep?
The health of your sleep. A good question. Because as much as we evaluate our blood, we evaluate our body composition, we should evaluate our sleep just as well.
Yeah, I can tell you right now that my diet is probably a little too protein heavy.
What? No
It's
way.
a little too protein heavy. And maybe a little too chocolate heavy.
That one I can believe.
But a little too protein heavy. Definitely that. I can tell you that my exercise regime probably needs more weightlifting. Because weightlifting makes me happy. I can't tell you what my sleep needs. I know things that I do before I sleep that will screw it up. If I eat within 2 hours of the time I intend to go to bed, I'm not going to bed.
No.
I'm not going to fall asleep. Landon, on the other hand, can't fall asleep with an empty stomach. Like, Landon will wake up like a snarling polar bear at around 4 a.m. and rush into the kitchen and just tear the shelves out of the fridge and, possibly eat one of the neighbors. Landon has to have food before bed.
Mm-hmm.
I know a couple of our friends who cannot sleep without, my coworker, Alan, sweet guy, can't sleep without one shot of whiskey before bed.
Yup, that's as much as alcohol dependence as it is also probably anxiety of some sort, because of course
He is all anxiety all the time. Sweet guy, made of anxiety.
bullseye. And that's plenty of the things that happens to people when they are faced with some sort of discomfort. It might be a tiny discomfort, but that's the part that pushes them over the edge and puts them into not rest mode, but rather do something mode.
The fight, flight, or do something.
Perfect. And sometimes it's hunger. Sometimes it's a little bit of noise, a little bit of extra light, or just eating, exercising too close to bedtime.
So is there some kind of, I'm assuming you have one, a checklist for sleep?
Checklist for sleep. Sure. I would also say lots of people like to know why it's important and perhaps a little bit of the facts about it. So I'll just quickly run over those.
Hit me with it.
So sleep is so crucial that we can no longer do sleep tests based on sleep deprivation on humans because it's just too inhumane.
Yeah, it is torture to not have sleep.
Even tiny amounts. And even the Guinness World Book of Records, if you remember those guys.
I remember there was a guy who stayed awake for 10 days. Like, the record was 10 or 12 days, and at the end of it, the guy said he was
Hallucinating.
He was hallucinating. It had been accidental that he'd stayed up that long. It just turned out, hey, I stayed up for 12 days. Maybe I'll call the Guinness Book. And they won't do sleep deprivation records anymore because they're worried about they're going to kill somebody.
Yes, they do want the records to be not dangerous to your life.
This is the same reason they're not doing pet weight records anymore.
Hopefully not human weight records anymore either.
I don't know. I genuinely haven't picked up a Guinness Book in a while, but...
I never seen one, actually. Lack of sleep will never be directly labeled as the cause of death because it doesn't work directly. There is no organ in your body or even possibly a metric in your body that could say, hey, this is caused by lack of sleep and nothing else. But the more sleep deprived you are, the more reactive oxygen species you will accumulate in your digestive tract. And that has been shown to be the primary measuring way in rats and flies. And that causes inflammation, and then they die. Primarily in the stomach.
Okay.
And they have given flies antioxidants. Just refined antioxidants, and guess what? They survive.
Interesting.
Of course, I'm sure it's still terrible.
I'm sure the fly is probably not having fun, not sleeping. But I wonder how many antioxidants it would take to replace
Replace sleep? No, you could not replace sleep. This is probably just for scientific ways to measure how fucked are you. Because you cannot replace sleep. That is just impossible.
But we live in the cyberpunk timeline.
Where we try to replace everything.
We try to replace everything with something that will make us more money. And productivity salesmen, all through the last 15 or 20 years, have been trying to sell us this idea that we should sleep less and work more. And that if we just grind hard enough, it'll all be worth it. It's not worth it.
Just wake up at 3 a.m. each day and you could be part of 7 of the 15 leading causes of death in the U.S.
Wait. Back that up?
Yeah, reduced sleep duration has been linked to 7 of the 15 leading causes of death in the U.S.
What?
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
No, I have an article for this.
Okay, we're going to throw this article in the show notes. We're also going to make a checklist for sleep as part of this, and that will also be in the show notes. If I were to start, why don't we just look at our little checklist here? You said light, duration
of sleep.
Duration of sleep. You
Yes.
said, what you ate before bed, or at least we brought up what you eat before bed.
Yeah, ideally, your meal should be 3, 4, sometimes 5 hours, depending on the person and how quick their digestion is and what kind of food you ate. You will need to play around a little bit with it for basically every part of it, but those guidelines are pretty solid for majority of people to start from.
I assume that also, being as this is something that is dealing with the stomach, what you're eating can be screwing with your sleep, the people you're interacting with during the day, your vices, because obviously cigarettes are gonna mess with your sleep. Caffeine is gonna mess with your sleep.
All in different ways, mind you, but yes.
Yeah.
Caffeine people just have way more cortisol during the day. And of course...
Shut up. I like my caffeine, damn it.
No, you can have your caffeine. Just stop drinking it when it would be time to go to bed. And ideally not after lunch, because caffeine half-life is 6 hours, which means in 12 hours you still have a tiny amount left.
So it should be noted that it is now almost 1 p.m. as I finished my cup of coffee.
Just go to sleep at 11.
I'm going to do my best. So we have, let's face it, a stunning list of things that we can do to screw up our sleep. I'm assuming that, what would you say is the worst poison against a good night's sleep? Because I have my opinion on this. What's yours?
Well, for the worst poison, I'm going to be saying the one that's easiest to get, which would be the phone. You knew it.
Stay away from my Instagram reels!
Because the screen does 2 things. 2 things at once.
Okay.
One is, of course, it blocks melatonin production because bright light means sunlight in the caveman brain, and that means not sleeping.
Okay, and melatonin is...
the sleep hormone. That's
sleep hormone that your brain produces.
Yeah, the one that tells you to go to bed, that makes you sleepy.
Tells you when to go to bed. Because the doctor will occasionally prescribe you melatonin for jet lag.
Yeah, that makes sense because you are living still 24 hours per normal day, your body does, and it's
Right.
adapted to that. And then, of course, jet lag means you either gain an hour or lose an hour, and your body does not like
No, it's not like, or gain 12 hours if you happen to be coming from the other side of the planet.
Yes, and then your body like, why is it still light? I don't like it. Something's wrong.
When I made my way to Lithuania from the United States, mercy, 7.5 months ago, I left my melatonin in the United States, not realizing that it would be a little irritating to get melatonin over here in like the vast quantities that you could get it in the US, because they sell it in big bulk containers.
I saw that stuff. That's like a family pack.
Well, we had a friend of ours who just got back from the US and got us, no joke, 10 milligram melatonins, which there's no doctor who recommends you take 10 milligrams of melatonin.
That is correct.
We had to split these things down twice to get 2.5s. But when I got over here, and the first week I was here, was the first 4 or 5 days, I was so badly jet lagged at 3 and 4 a.m. I was laying in bed literally thinking I was going to die because I hadn't been sleeping properly for days. And I would wake up and it would be the middle of the frickin' day. It did feel like torture. It felt like I was being just beaten, and my muscles hated every part of it. And then a dear friend of ours went and got us some melatonin, and that first night of actual sleep, I've never done a drug that good. I've done a lot of drugs. I've never done a drug as good as getting a decent nap.
I'll second that one. Because melatonin production is basically scheduled in your brain according to your circadian rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
Your body has a clock, the circadian rhythm, and it'll tell you when to make melatonin. And, well, if your clock just gained 12 hours, it's going to be pretty damn bad.
So there's a thing I've noticed about sleep. I'm not necessarily a big fan of this, and I haven't seen any science on it. You always pay for your mistakes. Not that night,
No.
but the next night. Because if I screw with my sleep, if I go and take a sleeping pill and say, okay, I am just checking out, I've taken a sleeping pill, I might get sleep that night.
Mm-hmm.
But if I don't take a sleeping pill the next night, I'm not going to sleep the next night. That's going to be the night where everything goes wrong. Same deal with caffeine. If I stop caffeine tonight, I'm going to be okay. I'll be fine. Tomorrow, I am going to wake up in the middle of the night or in the early morning with the worst headache in the frickin' universe because of my vices. On the flip side, it's also, if you do a positive thing for your sleep, it seems to show up the next day. If you quit the Instagram, you may still have I want to go check my cat videos today. But the next day, no Instagram right before bed, and suddenly,
It's easy.
human brain sure does seem to come up with some complicated ways to enforce its own mechanisms.
It does, but sooner or later you do hear the signals, and, well, you're going to listen.
You're going to listen. So we're coming to the end of today's podcast, and I would like to go ahead and lay out our 5 things that you can add to your wellness journal for this week. And you came up with these this week, didn't you?
Yep, they're all for sleep.
Well, since I did not have input on these, I've been very busy. My mom is coming here to Lithuania in 2 weeks, and I am so grateful to you for having done this. So please proceed. Lay these out for me.
Yeah, these are basically all I've tried and tested, so I'm grateful for these. Number 1 is going to be gentle exercise. Stretches, relaxing yoga, even breathing exercises. These will all reduce your stress level and prime your body for sleep.
I will say anytime I have done gentle exercise, it helps. That thing you would do where you make me run up the stairs, that doesn't help me sleep.
No, that is vigorous exercise. Do not do that.
But gentle exercises.
Yeah, and also that double help you if you have muscle tension, which you feel when you get into bed, because that tension will obviously raise your cortisol, and that will, of course, make it more difficult to sleep.
Okay, that makes good sense. What is next?
Second one, probably the most difficult to implement, which would be to lower the light level in your environment 60 minutes before bed. If you can, 2 hours. But this is difficult because we usually have the same light bulb in every room.
That's true. And, I mean, if you've got blackout blinds, it's simpler. Or if you live in Lithuania where the sun goes down at 4 o'clock half the year, that's easier. But you got to go and actually get the blackout blinds and then put those dimmer bulbs. Although I have seen these great, dimming light bulbs where you set them on a schedule and they'll slowly turn themselves off.
Exactly.
Those are a great idea.
No, those are amazing idea. And you don't need to have them everywhere.
Just in the bedroom.
Not necessarily just in the bedroom, but where you'll be 60 minutes before bed.
Oh, okay. All right. What's next?
Number 3, check your alarm 2 hours before going to bed. Just make sure it's set. Double, quadruple check it. Just be certain and stop using the phone, screens, and other high dopamine activities.
But I like my screens.
Believe me, we all like them, especially because after you finish work, you're like, I really want to, rest and I want to treat myself. But the thing is, screens, like I said, double trouble. It's light, but also it's dopamine.
Yeah.
And dopamine inactivates melatonin because, hey, I want this thing. That's the opposite of resting. That is, I want to go take, I want to go do something. That is not melatonin. That is the opposite.
All right.
So,
having experienced this, there's also things like when you have, say, a new boyfriend or girlfriend crawl into bed with you at that time of night, you may need to have a frank conversation because that's a whole lot of dopamine.
Yeah, especially if you're not expecting it.
Yeah.
In your case.
In my case, I wasn't expecting the world's sneakiest teddy bear to crawl in and go, glomp, I've stolen your arm now. Anyway, proceed. Number 4.
Indoor thermometer.
An indoor thermometer.
Yeah, because that's the only way you're going to be able to measure your room temperature.
Now, I have questions about this one.
Go ahead.
Because I sleep best naked with no sheets in a room that's about 48 degrees Fahrenheit and or 6 degrees Celsius. Landon, my partner, sleeps best in a room that is about 75 degrees with 12 blankets and a heating pad under the bottom, under his feet, and 12 pillows. And we have to sleep in the same bedroom.
That is definitely sometimes an actual and a legitimate issue for sleeping when two people have completely different sleeping needs.
Okay.
Because men and women have slightly different body temperatures, which is the reason why if you have air conditioning in an office, the men will want one temperature and the women will want a different one.
Which makes good sense.
The average temperature that the human body likes for daytime is around 21 to 22.
Which, yeah, absolutely.
But for sleep, it is usually around 15 to 19. You two are giant outliers.
Giant outliers. I swear, Landon has the weighted blanket plus 4 other blankets. I'm just like, how are you not dying under there?
Must be a sauna.
It's like a freaking sauna. It really is. And then I am sleeping when it's... I used to sleep with the window open when it was literally freezing out, and that was fine. Anyway, what's number 5 today?
Number 4.
Oh, number
0.5.
Oh, we have a 4.5 here.
Yeah, because a good indoor thermometer comes with a moisture meter.
Huh.
Yeah.
We did have really bad problems with the humidity in our old place producing mold.
Oh, mold is very good for you know what? Coughing and respiratory issues.
Oh, we had constant respiratory issues. Like,
You know what's the best thing to do while you're sleeping? Starting a coughing fit.
why do you say these words that hurt me? To be clear, I'm doing much better now. 7 months living in Lithuania, my lungs are vastly improved outside of the recent bout of COVID. But living over there, every morning was waking up and clearing my lungs of all the evils. So I could see a humidity meter being a good investment.
It is a good investment because you, again, might get used to a different humidity and you might think, well, this is just a normal. Just like you and Landon get used to your own sleeping temperatures, which I would say definitely got used to, because people can get used to things that are not good for them or things that are difficult for their body but good for their mind.
Right. Okay.
So, in short, not enough humidity is 30%. You're going to get dry skin, dry throat, and dry nasal passages. You're going to be feeling it. You wake up and your nose is dry. Probably your mouth is open because your nose is dry and you can't breathe through it.
Itchy ears when it's too dry. But I mean, like, that makes sense. Everything else. If everything else is too dry, the bit of you that's covered in dry skin is going to get really itchy.
And then, of course, you wake up, your mouth is dry, and you're probably with a headache because you don't have enough oxygen.
That doesn't sound great. That sounds terrible.
And now, too much humidity is basically what you said already. You get mold, you get dust mites.
And dust mites are evil.
Yes. And of course, you get coughing. And it will literally make you less sleepy and more awake. Because the body feels the issue subconsciously. It's like, hey, something's not right here.
I'm not safe.
Yeah, there's goddamn mold here.
Okay.
So try to be in between 30 and 50. You might like it 30, you might like it 50, but probably not at 60 or 70.
And I think there's like guidelines in most urban centers that if a house is above 68, 69% humidity, that house is developing mold and like the landlord needs to do something. The 5th item here.
Yes, this is one.
You get a bonus today.
This one you've actually already said, kind of. Is
Go
to
ahead.
assess the needs for different bed arrangement so that your body is as comfortable as can be.
Because I do need to be propped up. Like, I have to be propped up just a little bit. Not like super propped up, but really hard to sleep just flat on my back. And Landon needs to sleep basically in a little nuclear reactor.
And of course, this will depend very much on your individual body needs, or in your case, traumas and injuries.
That's true. Well, you are one to talk about traumas and injuries affecting sleep, sir.
Well, yes. Now, talking about neck, usually the neck should be straight.
Okay.
So you should check, probably have a friend check. Is your neck straight when you lie down on your pillow? Because if it's too low or too high, it won't be straight. And that will cause neck tension. And neck tension is a wonderful way to wake up.
I did actually have to purchase a thicker pillow.
Oh.
They sell pillows in what they call platforms.
Platforms?
It's some way of measuring how high the pillow is. If it has a high platform, that's good for somebody who has broad shoulders. And because of broad shoulders, if you lay on your side, your head's going to be farther away from the bed. And if you have narrow shoulders, you want a low platform pillow, because a high platform pillow will just tilt your neck too high. And so the frickin' pillow can be the source of your agonies.
Can be the source of your agony or your savior.
Yeah, that's...
One of the pillows that's very good for back and side sleepers, as we do not accept any other style of sleeping in this house.
Yeah, there's no... If you sleep on your stomach, you're weird. I expect your head to spin around and for you to spit pea
Like
soup
an
at me.
owl.
Yeah.
It's called the Wave.
The Wave.
It's basically a type of pillow. It's not like trademarked or anything. It's a small wave that is asymmetrical. One wave is slightly higher with a dip in the middle, and then another wave that's slightly lower than the first wave.
Landon's got one of those. He swears by it. Latex pillow, but it's a wave. It's wave shaped.
Yes, and this is useful because when you're on your back, you need one height of a pillow. When you're on your side, you need a different height.
You think I ought to try one of those?
Why not? I mean, you already got one right there. Come on.
No. I'm not. Landon is much smaller than I am. So, we got the smallest size versus my chonky ass. So,
it definitely is amazing.
give it a go.
Because lots of people in Lithuania still have the pillows full of feathers.
I love feather pillows.
I do like them. Not that great for the back. You have to constantly readjust them so they would be what you need them to be. Mm-hmm. Which, might be an annoyance that could be keeping you up.
Could be a little irritating. And I have found that they tend to slowly flatten throughout the evening. Okay.
And of course, you can't just put a towel underneath your pillow if it's too short or not big enough. Mm-hmm. If it's too big, well, you're going to have to either keep smashing it down or just get a foam one, which needs less of that.
I did find my favorite pillow I've ever owned was a Japanese pillow. Because the Japanese use buckwheat.
Oh, like buckwheat shells?
Buckwheat hulls.
Oh.
And so you can mash it into one shape, and then when you put your head on it, it feels like putting your head on a brick that has been very carefully sculpted to contain your head. It's really comfortable in the hardest way imaginable.
This reminds me when I had my freaking head MRI'd. It's like, yeah, this fits my head perfectly, but not comfortable.
It's comfy. It just takes a little bit of getting used to, And the Japanese have whole sleep systems, like the tatami mat, and the futon, and the buckwheat pillow, and the top blanket, and the layer blanket. It's genius. I don't have €1,000 to spend on a Japanese sleeping system.
Mm-hmm. The last point is we are in the age of chairs today.
The age of chairs.
Yes, we got a chair. Now we sit on it. You know what sitting on chairs does?
Screws up your back.
Boom, screws up your back.
And it should be noted, I am currently sitting in this chair in the least healthy way possible.
I can confirm this.
Do go on.
One of the simplest things you can do for your lower back, which is achy, because usually you've flattened your lower back, the lordosis, which is a usual small curve in your lower back, is kind of gone, but it should be there. Mm-hmm. And if you just try to sleep on your flat back and there's nothing supporting your lower back, it's going to get tense.
Yes.
And a simple thing, roll up a small towel underneath
your
either sheets, or if you want to go more of a gentle curve, you can roll it underneath your mattress.
Okay.
And just experiment. Try a hand towel, face towel, full body towel, extra large towel.
I do love a beach towel.
Yes. This helps not just on your back, but also on your side. Because when you're on your side and nothing's supporting your waist from the side, you're gonna cave in. And again, sore, tight, and not good sleep. I gave this to one of my clients. He came back the next day happy. Literally, just like that.
Just pleased with life.
Yeah, I have seen that guy complain about everything, but that day,
he was just
happy.
You get good sleep and it'll change your whole outlook.
I mean, you get bad sleep and you're gonna ruin your life.
Yeah. All right. Well, are we coming to the end today here?
Yes. No more extras.
Yeah, see, you got 2 bonuses today. So it was good to talk to you this week, Zakim. And for those of you who are here listening, I want to thank you for taking this time with us. This is Chessie signing off.
This is Zakim signing off. Your sleep is in your hands.